Welcome to the Inspired Show, health, fitness and beyond. The show that helps you get healthier, fitter, stronger, and most importantly, the best version of yourself. Helping you overcome emotional eating, stress drinking, and helping improve your lifestyle in a manageable and sustainable way. Thank you all for your support. Don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button on each video so we can grow our community. Hey team, and welcome to this week's episode of the Inspired Show, the show that's dedicated to getting you healthier, stronger, fitter, and ultimately the best version of yourself. This week's episode is all about how to help you manage emotional eating and in turn help you stay on track with your fat loss and health journey. But before we delve into today's episode, if you haven't done so already, please hit the subscribe button. Every single subscriber means we can reach more people and impact more positivity and help you guys become the best versions of yourselves. If you enjoy this video, please give it a massive thumbs up. And if you feel like sharing as well, give it a cheeky share. And any comments or questions you've got, please let me know in the comments section below. Don't forget, you can also get your hands on our startup guide, which is linked down below in the captions, which will help you get started on your health and fitness journey, plus all our social media handles as well, where we post daily to help you become fitter, healthier, and the best version of yourselves. So in this week's episode, we're talking about emotional eating and a tool that I use with my Built to Inspire clients to help them overcome the urge to emotionally eat. But firstly, we need to identify what emotional eating is and how it can impact us on our journey. Now, when it comes to your journey, more often than not, a lot of people that eat their emotions. They'll eat when they're sad, they'll eat when they're bored, they'll eat when they're stressed. Hell, they'll eat when they're happy, to celebrate, so on and so forth. Now, this can have a massive knock-on effect for our goals and our targets and what we're looking to achieve. You see, when we emotionally eat, what we're actually doing is we're looking for something from the food. We're looking for that gratification. Now, what that then will do will give us some gratification in the short term. However, the knock-on effects of the emotional eating will lead to higher levels of calorie intake, sometimes to feelings of guilt and shame, and sometimes into self-sabotage where we're carrying over indulgence because we feel we've ruined all our progress. So what can we do to overcome that? Well, first things first, we need to understand that in any given situation, we need to understand what the stresses are, how they're impacting us, and how we can have different coping mechanisms to deal with that. So what I'd highly recommend is in your life right now, write down all the areas where you feel you're utilizing food or sometimes alcohol as a way to deal with those situations. It could be work, it could be relationships, it could be certain environments, it could be when you're bored. So write down all the areas where you feel you emotionally eat. That is the first part of the puzzle. Now, the second thing we need to look at is once we've identified what the area is that we're utilizing food to deal with those situations, we need to look at different strategies and different coping mechanisms to deal with that. Because at the moment, our coping mechanism is usually food or alcohol, because it does make us feel good in that short term, okay? It makes us feel good in the moment, but like I said, it has massive knock-on effects. So what is a coping mechanism? Well, a coping mechanism is something that we can utilize in that given situation that's going to give us perhaps some gratification. More often than not, it's going to be a delayed gratification, but is it going to help us overcome that situation? It's going to help us overcome boredom and help us move forward in the right direction without the need for food, but also getting the same end result where we feel better about ourselves due to that given situation. And this could be anything. It could be a hobby that you enjoy to do. It could be spending time with loved ones. It could be going out for a walk, listening to music, having a pamper, having some self-care. It is endless of what you can use as a coping mechanism. It's about finding the ones that work for you. Now, once you've identified the stresses, once you've identified the coping mechanisms you can use, I then want you to use this technique. And it's called the BOLD technique. And this is a method I use with my clients and it works extremely well. Now, BOLD is an acronym for breathe, observe, listen, label, or decide. Okay? So what I want you to think about when you get that urge during these situations, whether it's work stress, boredom, sadness, wanting comfort, I want you to use this BOLD technique. So first things first is breathe. Just take a couple of seconds to breathe, have some nice deep breaths, and allow yourself to bring down that anxiety and actually gather your thoughts. Once you've done that, you then move on to O, which is observe. So you're actually observing
these feelings you've got right now and asking yourself, is this actual physical hunger? Or is it emotional hunger? Am I looking for gratification because of the situation? And when you're observing, you can almost certainly use a process of elimination. So firstly, are you physically hungry? Well, ask yourself a few probing questions. Have I eaten breakfast today? Have I had lunch today? Have I had dinner today? Have I nourished my body? How has the food quality been? Have I eaten enough voluminous foods, high protein foods? Am I hydrated? Now, if the answer is no to some of those questions, you might just need a nourishing meal. And maybe you've left it a little bit too long and you're kind of craving highly calorific foods. But at least you understand why you're feeling that way. Now, if you have eaten well today, you've eaten nutritiously and you're hydrated, but you're still getting that hunger, then ask yourself, like, why is this happening? Like, are you bored? Have you just had an argument with a friend or family member? Have you just had some bad news? Are you looking for comfort? So what you then do is once you've observed it, you label what this is. Is it physical hunger? Are you looking for gratification? Is it to overcome boredom? Is it because you're upset? And then once you've done that, you simply decide, like, what are you going to do? Now, if you're physically hungry, because you've taken time to breathe, observe, and label, then what you then want to do is decide, are you going to cook a more nutritious meal, make a more nutritious decision to help you stay on track, or are you going to end up overindulging? 9 times out of 10, because you've taken this process, you're going to be able to go away and make a more nutritious meal to satisfy those cravings and keep you on track. If it's an emotional response, you're then going to decide, right, are you going to use the food as you've done previously, or are you going to use a different coping mechanism to help you with that? And these are the things you want to be deciding on. Like, are you going to go and clear your mind and have a walk? Are you going to have an early night, read a book because you're stressed and have a bit of a pamper? Are you going to speak to a loved one to get whatever's going on in your mind off your chest? And when you do this bowl technique, it'll be a game changer to help you stay on track. So what I'd love for you to do is let me know in the comments if you found this helpful. Over the course of the next few weeks and months, I'm going to give you even more strategies to help with emotional eating and help you stay on track with your health and fitness journeys. But if you enjoyed this episode, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and any comments, please let me know down below. Until next week, guys, have an absolutely amazing week. Stay safe, and I'll see you very, very soon.